From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it. As always, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Catch them every Tuesday for Singo and Thursday for Bingo, where you'll always have a great time. It's great to be back. We took a week off.
Buddy.
Brandon, how are you today, bud?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I wish I could say that this is the last week that we won't have to take off again for a while. We both got a lot going on right now. Summer can only get here close. It's too close. It's so close we could taste it. But like you said, man, good to be back. Lots of main topics to talk about today. Super excited, man. Just been hanging out this last weekend. It was a week, it was a great weather weekend. It was a drink beer on the porch type of weekend. You know what I'm saying? Ever have those? Yeah. Like, I need to drink beer and I cannot do it inside. I need some wood under my feet,
Yeah.
A patio, 100%. Maybe.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's the same feeling like when you need sand under your feet, but sometimes, we live in Tennessee. So, the wood of a deck will have to do.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's the closest thing to a beach that we got. And honestly, to me, Bob, as long as the company's good, I prefer it too.
Yeah.
I don't even have to lug a cooler anywhere,
But all right, yeah. And as far as I'm,
sorry. How are you doing? I'm doing good, man. That's fine. Let's move on from the how we doing phase. How you doing, Bubba?
I'm doing great. It's been a long week. I was feeling pretty rough last week. Feeling better. Still got a little bit of a cough, but I'm dealing with that. Today was signing day, national signing day for high school seniors signing for their colleges. So real quick, first off, I want to congratulate everyone around the country who signed the letter of intent today. I would also like to also personally congratulate Davion Brown, Philip Golden, Dominic Jones Jr., and Thornley Pierre from Laverne High School, where I coach. They got to sign their letters of intent today to go on and play at a higher level. And that's always great
boys.
To see.
Congrats, boys. Get that NIL money, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. But, hey, congrats, right. For real, fellas.
Yeah, it is awesome to see. But all right, let's jump straight into the news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
So there's really only two things to talk about right now in the NHL. Obviously, the All-Star break, and that's going to be our main topic. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But then there's, on the opposite side of the spectrum of what we want to talk about, there's sexual assault charges. The players that we talked about last episode have turned themselves in, and they have officially been charged. And now this is per NBC News. So if anybody gets hit with a libel or whatever, it's not us. It'll be NBC News.
NBC News. Credit where credit is due.
The Philadelphia Flyers' Carter Hart and the New Jersey Devils' Cal Foote and Michael McLeod, all 25, were charged. The players' legal representatives said, as well as fellow 25-year-old Dylan Dubé of the Calgary Flames are also charged, the team said in a statement. So Carter Hart, before he even officially turned himself in, they put him on the non-active roster, so they are pretty much cutting ties with them, and I think all these teams have pretty much cut their ties. So it's not – these guys are going to serve jail time. Normally, you would see kind of like the NHL try and back their guys a little bit, but it looks like the charges are so bad that they're just like, not this time.
Definitely
not even the union, not even the players' union is stepping up.
Yeah, definitely going to let it play out. This is some egregious stuff. This is not things like this in sports worlds in general, but from my understanding, the hockey world in particular is a very broed up culture, and
Yeah.
I mean, this has been we had the influx of things coming out and things a few years ago, and it tends to be something that can be a hot topic and hard to talk about because you don't want to condemn guys before they're rightfully charged and uh, sentenced if they're found guilty. But it's not something that we also want to just brush by and business as usual because it's it's a difficult topic, and if you want the truth to come out, and it's like you're saying, usually if there's something on the player's side, they're going to have some folks come to the defense of them, because we're not talking about a bunch of AHL guys. Carter Hart in particular. He was having a phenomenal season and is a young and up and coming goaltender in this league. So you hate to see something like this, but it's not out of left field. The hockey world has seen a lot of this, a lot of these types of scandals, due to the culture. I mean, we've had interviews and talked to hockey guys that have been in maybe not this particular situation here, but have dealt with the racism and the homophobia, all of that stuff that is pretty built into that culture is not something that just goes away. And so I don't think that this is the last time we'll see something like this happen, but you hope that it is. Obviously, I would rather be talking hockey and the Super Bowl and the All-Star game and the highs of sports and not the lows of them. But I think it's fair that we bring it up and discuss it just the same.
100%. And we will obviously keep everyone updated as that comes along. Let's go ahead and jump into outside the NHL.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
One of the greatest days in America is on the horizon. Super Bowl Sunday is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited. I am putting in my order tomorrow to pick up some wings.
I thought you were going to say you're putting in your order for Super Bowl Monday. I was like, you old dirty bee. I'm jealous.
I've already taken off work for Super Bowl Monday.
Nice. I wish I could. Yeah. We got a lot going on at work and whatnot, so I'm not going to be able to, but I wish. It is a national holiday.
Yeah, so I've got a coaching clinic this weekend, so it's gonna be a football weekend. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning. Pretty much from Friday at 2:30 p.m. until Sunday at like 10 a.m. I'll be doing nothing but football all day in Franklin with a couple hundred other coaches, and I'll be training film for the Veer and learning a bunch of other stuff. So I'm excited to learn some stuff, and I'm excited to end that weekend with the Super Bowl.
Dude, it's always good to watch. It's always good to watch We Are Marshall, dude. And, I haven't seen it in a while. So my boy's going to be film studying Matthew McConaughey, my dude.
I actually was going to try and watch that because I just really did. When you talk about a movie so much, you're like, I kind of want to watch it. But
it's good, dude.
There's no reason why Amazon Prime it should be for it. It shouldn't cost $30 to rent We Are Marshall.
Well, everything is $30. Everything is $30 to rent from Amazon like that, dude. It's just you got to go. That's a movie that
go to
it's not on a streaming service. Yeah, Tubi is free, dude. You can just Tubi it. Just Tubi that be, or go to like a McKay's, bro, and pay 50 cents for We Are Marshall on DVD, dude.
Or I might just go to LimeWire and just.
Okay, that's a throwback right there. You gonna find a good link from a guy in an AOL chat room, Bob?
Yeah.
You're gonna put that guy in your MySpace top 8 as soon as it works, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not porn.
It's like I don't understand why they put quotations around "We Are Marshall."
Yeah.
It's a parody, apparently.
We are inside Marshall is what it is, I think. Yeah, like, that's weird. Matthew McConaughey is playing in this lead, dude, you know? They're running the queer.
They're
running the queer,
not a gay porn star, but it's all he can fit. Yeah.
Right, they're running the queer, dude.
But
funny
all right,
stuff.
so
Funny stuff.
the Super Bowl. It is not the Super Bowl we all wanted, but is the Super Bowl we all knew we were gonna get. It is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. America wanted Baltimore, Detroit. It didn't happen. This is kind of what everyone thought. Doesn't do any good for the conspiracy theorists that think everything's scripted. But
yeah, the people that say that, it's so very clear to me. The individuals that say that have never ever worked in an actual workplace. Okay, there is no way that Carol in HR that works for the NFL is going to be able to keep the script under, you know what I'm saying? And much less every guy that you've ever known that's been so competitive that went to college football and then made it as the 1% of the 1% of the 1% to finally make it to the NFL. And they find out that day, sorry, buddy, you're going to have to lose this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a stupid thought process to me that it wouldn't just leak, dude. Like, the guy that the referee that was betting on basketball, only like 2 people knew, and we all found out about it. You know, like, I don't know. It's just silly.
Yeah.
But
you don't like governments, like the United States government cannot keep secrets. You think the NFL can? It's the same reason why, like, I know we landed on the moon, because there are hundreds of thousands of people that were involved in that. You think every single one of them?
Buzz Aldrin literally fight a dude over. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fought people over this, bro. Like, you don't just like live that hard on something. You don't like fight people if you actually didn't do it. You're like, you all crazy SOB. Of course we did. No, man. So it's exactly as you said. It's not the Super Bowl we wanted, but I'll tell you, it's still in a phase. We're still in a Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes phase where I didn't want him to make it there, but I'm not worried. I don't care that he wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not at that Brady stage where I'm just sick, absolutely sick. But it is, I want someone new to win. It's not that I don't want Mahomes to win, or I don't want Purdy to win, or San Francisco to win. I wanted to see the Lions or the Bills. And so I mean,
want to see Lamar Jackson get one.
Exactly.
Shut the haters up.
Yeah, and so, like, hey, we're going to have a great Super Bowl in my mind. It's going to be a lot more defensive heavy. I think the over-under sitting at 47.5 right now. I'm thinking under for sure. And on my I was hanging out with Sass, and we were, drinking beer on a porch. We got to talking, and I was like, ain't no way the Chiefs in that defense and Mahomes and the boys don't go in there and pull that out. I went in through that's where my money's at this year, Bob. I got it on the Chiefs, dude. So
nice.
Through a little, I got in at plus 110. I like Mahomes underdog numbers. That's -2, -1.5. I think we're in for a good game no matter what.
I haven't bet it all this year. I might try to reactivate my account. I might throw a little some on the 49ers, just so okay. I have something to root for.
Sure, yeah.
So let's get some quick predictions. I've been kind of straddling that line. I think my brain tells me I think Kansas City. First off, I think Kansas City's going to win. I don't know if it's going to be as low. You said the over under was 47.
47.5. You can get it at 47 in some books. I like that number. I like that number a whole lot.
I do.
47.5 means 20 game hits, dude. And so I think you maybe get 27, 24, but that Chiefs defense has been monstrous right now. I don't think they've allowed more than 17 points yet. Is that right? It's something pretty low. I
don't know the number off the top of my head.
But no, I'm going to hit you with mine. I think it's 24-17.
Okay, 24-17.
Let me write mine down. We always write it down, but we never come back and look. I know we had Super Bowl predictions that were both off as F. think we both had the Bills there. I think you had the Ravens there. Let's see. Bond, Chiefs. Did I say 24-17?
I think so, yeah.
All right, I'm going Chiefs 24-17. What you got, Bobbert?
I'm going to take Chiefs 31, 49ers 21.
Okay. Now, let's hit the Super Bowl MVP. If you want to type yours in so we can do that.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
I've got
Ooh.
it's not a dark horse. It's generally not someone you would expect to win it. Only the fan vote counts for a good portion. 20% of the total vote is fan vote. So I think there's only, that's all I was about to say. There's only one option. And if he goes out and he has a decent game, I think that he gets a shot. I think I can't remember how many other sports writers are in there. So let's both go Kelsey as our favorite, and then let's go a dark horse.
When did they start? Yeah, when did they start putting fan voting at counting?
Dude, it's been forever. I remember voting for Jake. I remember voting for Jake Delhomme, dude. When
did they start that at halftime?
Fourth quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember voting for Jake Delhomme and when Carolina and D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart were there, and Janet Jackson showed her titty, dude. I think it was Carolina, Tampa Bay.
So, I mean,
I'm going to do some independent research.
I'm looking at something real quick. So, let's say, I don't know. So I assume it's the fans are 20%, and then the writers in the room each get one vote.
Yeah, I don't know how many writers, but the writers make up the other 80%.
Okay, so assuming that we get 25% of the Swifties to all vote for Kelsey, I mean, her last record sold over 2 million.
25%, dude. They have never been so excited.
Yeah.
For something, and now all these things are coming out, and you don't know if people are parodying or they're being for real. But I did see something super funny. It was like, dude, can you believe how great Taylor is? She's going to the Super Bowl her first year in football, dude.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a big deal, and like they're probably being funny, but there's also like a good chance that they are being for real.
Yeah. I mean,
2003,
show up,
New England. They lost to New England that year.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he could get over 1 million votes.
Yeah, but the total votes won't matter. So let's pick a second, because I know why we're both picking that. Let's pick who we actually think will deserve it. So we'll say Kelsey is our both. Then I'm going to go with, if the Chiefs win, I'm going to go crazy here. If the Chiefs win, it's Chandler Jones. Not Chandler Jones, Chris Jones. Is that right? Chandler Jones, Chris Jones? What am I talking about, dude? Why am I? Dude, it's been that week, bro.
Give me just one. I'm looking up a stat that I want to see.
Chris Jones. I'm going to go Chris Jones for the Chiefs, which would be crazy. And then I'm actually going to go, if the Niners can pull it off, I'm going to go with, I think it's going to be Debo. So give me a Chiefs and a Niners that is not Travis Kelce. We both know that fan vote, we'll say, fan vote is our Travis Kelce. If they win and he scores at least a touchdown, he wins it. No question, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only other person I think could even, because Patrick Mahomes isn't a dark horse, so the only other person who
No, I'm not saying a dark horse. I'm not saying you can pick.
I thought
who you think will win it.
Okay, well, I am going to pick a dark horse.
I'm picking a dark horse. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay, Pacheco,
okay, yeah.
Write it down. And then what about if the Niners win? Who do you think? Generally, it's the team who wins. So, obviously.
Then I think Purdy. If Purdy can lead them to a Super Bowl, then he's going to get it.
So, Purdy and Pacheco for you. I like the picks, man. I like the picks a lot. Pacheco's been a monster for them, and I think that he's going to be a key cog in their victory, and so I don't hate that at all. I just think Chris Jones, if he gets in there and gets 2 sacks, 3 sacks, disrupts, maybe a fumble, I think his name is big enough, and after him coming back, after them losing to the Lions in the first of the year, and then showing, hey, this is why I'm here, big dog. So I think that he takes it home if the Chiefs win it. And it's not Kelsey, of course.
All right, so that wraps up our Super Bowl discussion. Let's move now into our main topic, which is the NHL All-Star break. It just wrapped up. I watched very little of it.
Yeah, me too, man. I was so busy standing on a porch.
Austin Matthews. Let's start off the top. Austin Matthews wins the MVP. In second place, I believe, right behind him in voting, or whoever in the decision, was Philip Forsberg, who I think had 2 goals and an assist, or 3 goals and an assist.
Yeah, our boy, dude. He's having such a phenomenal. He's having such a great year. It's finally good to see all this that we've talked about, that we knew was possible, that he's doing that. It's just good to see that guy that you've seen since he was a young lad, and you're like, this is the year. And I think he's only, 24, 25. So it's really funny that we're like, wow, he's just not the guy. And he's like 8, 9 years younger than us, at any given turn. So,
we even saw Justin Bieber was fanboying over Philip Forsberg. He's becoming that guy in the NHL right now. And unfortunately for Preds fans, that might mean he might be that guy winning the Stanley Cup with another team in the next year or two.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Nashville goes and pays him. I think he's that staple player. Yeah, I think they do too. And I think with our new our front office is Trotz is the guy that brought Forsberg in. This was his guy. That's a good thing about this is Trotz was there when a lot of these guys and these staple pieces came in. So it's not, we got to go get our guy. They were at one time his guys. So I think that's very helpful to have that in the front office still a champion for you, because sometimes that can be where it goes wrong.
Yeah. But now, in my opinion, the best part of the weekend, and what is also undeniably the best thing for the future of the All-Star games, and that is Nikita Kucherov and David Pastrnak deciding that, you know what, if they're going to force to be there or have to sit out a game, they're going to give as much effort as they need to get out of there. Kucherov was, the skills competition, you could tell he was sandbagging it the whole time, and the fans let him know it. I think he took longer than McDavid in just the first portion of it, and he was just kind of So it was good to see that, because that that tells the NHL that maybe instead of forcing these guys to be here or punishing them, they let these guys sit out and take young guys who want to be there, who are hungry to get some airtime. Because we saw that a couple of years ago when we had a bunch of young guys there and they came out.
What's the paycheck? What do you get for going? Because if it's not a milli. And I know it, and I'm betting it's not, because Connor McDavid got $1 million for the skate off, for the speed skate, for winning that, and so you can't imagine that prize is the same as what they get paid. And Justin Bieber's coat, obviously friggin' sick, dude. I'm getting myself a big puffy polka dot pink jacket like that, dude. That's dope.
The only thing I'm seeing is that the winning team or the winner gets money. I'm not seeing anything for just going.
Another big thing that happened, the Professional Women's Hockey League is in its inaugural season. They made a splash with the Canadian Tire 3-on-3 showcase at Scotiabank on Thursday. It was Team Billie Jean King and Team Ilana Kloss, named in honor of the PWHL Advisory Board. That's super cool that Billie Jean King is a part of this, that's a person's name who's been in history, First hat trick of her life for Savannah Harmon. 16,392 fans there. So a great night for, I mean, that's a fantastic night for any hockey, much less women's hockey. That's sick, man. I really wish I would have been able to see that. Maybe I'll go back and try to watch it because it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about players getting paid. I only see the prize money.
Yeah, that's garbage right
team.
there. Right there, dude. It should be I mean, if you ain't giving me a big check, dude, I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and it's a Stanley Cup, dude. Like to those guys, yeah, get the fans engaged and all that stuff. But to some of them, hey, I'm here for hockey, bro.
Yeah, and it comes out the winning team, they get about $100K per player on the winning team.
See, that's just not enough to you know what I'm saying? For some, it would be like you're saying. Those young guys that maybe put a cap on the game itself and then say, hey, for older veterans, you can opt out and just do some skill challenges. If Kucherov didn't have to play in the game, maybe he gives a little effort in those skill challenges, or maybe he doesn't, and that's fine. But you will have some people that have an interest in playing for more than anything else. I mean, these guys don't want to go out and hurt each other and have that on their record. And then, this is a rough game. I go out and hurt a guy in an all-star game, and I'm looking over my shoulder every time we play this team for the rest of my life, So it's funny where hockey is like this because, I mean, they got to be careful. You run into a guy, you skate into the guy the wrong way, and people remember that kind of stuff. That enforcer that's sitting at home watching that all-star game is like, all right, well, I'll just take a note of that. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks or whatever.
I mean, could you imagine if someone came out with that and pulled like a Sean Taylor at an NHL All-Star game? He would be the most hated man in the league so quick if you saw someone out there just throwing hits around like that.
Yeah, and it would be a thing of almost probably like a union of enforcers would get together and just be like, we know what we have to do, right? Because every team could just say, well, what if it was Matthews? What if it was McDavid? What if it was this? What if it, Yeah. So I think that would be great to see. I would love to see the aftermath of it. It's probably not a good thing to do, but I would love to see somebody pull it off. Yeah. Wayne Gretzky was there.
Yeah. I did see somewhere that he embarrassed, what's his name? My name. He was hitting on
Bissonnette.
His mom. Yeah, Bissonnette. Yeah, he was hitting on his mom the whole time.
Paul Bissonnette for real, or Connor Bedard? Because everybody be hitting on Connor Bedard's mom.
Bissonnette. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, would that be owning you if the great one's hitting on your mom? You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? Nobody wants their mom to get hit on, but if somebody has to do it. Yeah. I mean, Wayne Gretzky's got to be one of the top 5 guys I'm picking.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of the video, and I think it was he told him to calm down, and Wayne just kind of told him to sit down, or it's like I'm your daddy now, or something like that.
Bro, you gotta let it happen, dude. He's the freaking great one, dude. You know what I'm saying? You are in the same arena, dude, and people that never have seen or ever want to see hockey know the name Wayne Gretzky, bro. Let him hit on your mom and don't get embarrassed. Just be honestly,
if you play along with it, and then it's cool,
dude. That would be If you're dude, that would be so sick. If Wayne Gretzky was my dad, wish I could go out, but Papa won't let me. I gotta do drills in the driveway or something. Yeah,
Yeah, you should have slipped him a rubber, and then
Hey, I don't want any baby brothers, Wayne. Yeah, you could.
But again, I wouldn't be
Gretzky. Mad. You could call Wayne Gretzky Wayne, dude. Think about that. And then you're mad at your stepdad. You're a freaking Wayne again, dude. Freaking Wayne never lets me do anything. You're not even my real dad, Wayne.
Yeah, and he's like, what was that? He's like, oh, Mr. Gretzky.
Shut up. Sorry, great one. What was that? Sorry, Mr. Great One.
All All right, so let's time to move into games of the week.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
All right. Apparently, it is comeback season for Brandon. Currently, after last week's games, we are sitting at 19-12 for me and 16-15 for him. He is finally in the positive, so we are both in the positive now.
Bob, I
good
switched
week
to the
last
veer.
week.
I switched to the veer, dude.
Yep. So, let's see. Why don't you start us off this week? Your game comes up first.
Yeah, man. I've got an original 6 matchup. I think it should be obvious who I'm probably going to choose. The Rangers playing the Blackhawks. I didn't just choose an awful game on purpose. There was very few to choose from. I'm going to go with the Rangers, but obviously every time I do that and bet against the team that's not great, they always pull one off. So, hey, congratulations to the Blackhawks for winning this game on Friday at 7:30 p.m.
All right, and a couple hours later at 9 p.m., I have got Edmonton going into Anaheim. A little bit of a spoiler for everyone. I am taking all road teams this week. So I've got Edmonton going into Anaheim and winning. Edmonton almost having the longest winning streak in the NHL, but it was, their hearts are broken once again by the Vegas Golden Knights.
What did it end up getting to? 16, 17?
16, I think.
Yeah, they beat the Preds. They beat the Preds on my game of the week, and then I think they lost right after that. Hey, a great streak. They're back in it. They're back to being where kind of we thought they should be. Let's just, for their sake, let's hope they don't go cold again come playoff time. And we've seen that happen before, so. I have the next game on Saturday, noon game. I'm going to take a second road team as well. The Canucks are playing the Red Wings. Like the Red Wings, noon game on Saturday at home. Those are usually pretty raucous crowds. But I'm going to go with the Canucks going into Detroit there to beat the Red Wings.
All right. Second game at 6 p.m. on Saturday. I've got Tampa Bay going up north to Columbus. And if you've been listening, you already know who I'm picking. Tampa Bay is the winner in that one.
Okay, love it. And then I guess I got the other noon game on Sunday. I have the Blues playing the Habs. I'm going to go with the road, not the road team this time, but I'm going to go with the home team and go with the Habs. 2-11 Sunday at 12 p.m.
All right. So why don't you? Let's see. Why don't you give us your last game?
That was it. The Blues playing the Habs.
Blues Canadians.
2-11 at 12 p.m.
They're both at 12, so that's why I spaced out. All right. So my last game. Yeah. 30 minutes later. So you can kind of flip back and forth. I've got Vancouver going all the way across the country against Washington, and I've got Vancouver winning this one. They're gonna, they're not in the same time zone, but I think they got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I like all the picks. It is a back-to-back for Vancouver. That's the only thing that I think could hold them back there. But I like the pick. I mean, they're on a really hot streak, and back-to-backs doesn't necessarily mean they're going to lose on that second of the back-to-backs for sure. So, Great choices. I wish you the worst of luck. I hope
and same to you, buddy.
Fall on your face. Thank you, bud. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Look at us. Who would have thought?
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Damn it. I should have got that. You're welcome, man.
All right, let's head it into joke of the week.
The weird. Corey Perry. Yeah, I don't like that. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
So,
where did you find this? I mean, obviously we know where you found it.
Well, I don't even know how long ago.
What?
2 years ago or so. But first we had
happening?
Cocaine Bear. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the real story of Crack Bear. And
Oh my
it has to do with crack, so of course we're going down to Florida.
I'm not really sure that we have a story, though. It just seems like a guy's saying it. Am I reading this
Not just
right?
any guy. It is a Florida lawmaker. So the allegation from Republican State Congressman Jason Schoaf, this is from his biography. So he is seeking to loosen regulations on the killing of wildlife.
Naturally.
So it claimed that black bears high on crack are breaking into people's homes and tearing them apart. Here's a apparently he was also talking about herpes-ridden monkeys, but
and cocaine
I
sharks.
Honestly,
and cocaine.
But here's the thing, though.
You didn't even know
herpes-ridden monkeys.
You really brushed over. You really brushed over how they brought this to light. He said it says the whole thing. You got to read this whole area. You can't just brief over the two spots. The allegation from the state congressman, Jason Schoaf, whose biography reveals a passion for hunting, you did say that part, is bizarre even by the already unorthodox standards of Florida, which in recent times has boasted cocaine sharks and marauding herpes-ridden monkeys. So not just dealing with them, marauding them. Like, I'm guessing some sort of gathering, or like, I don't know if this is like... I'm not really sure.
I'm scared to click on the herpes-ridden monkeys article because that could just be sad. And I have a feeling this is Florida. They could not be talking about
careful.
monkeys. They could just be a slur.
Be careful. Oh, yes. Be careful.
So here's a quote from Mr. Jason Schoaf. We're talking about the ones that are on crack. And they break your door down and they're standing in your living room growling and tearing your house apart. I mean, first off, standing, so they're on their back feet. But he's looking at removing the penalties for killing bears without authorization. I mean, it goes on. When you run into one of these crack bears, you should be able to shoot it, period, and you shouldn't have to pause or be afraid you're going to get arrested or harassed or pay fines. That's just crazy. So he wants stand your ground, but for bears.
For bears. And I'm reading on, and the Florida has a population of only about 4,050 black bears. So not like, we're not talking like an infestation of them. So far, the news article, they say they cannot find any recorded crack-induced bear. Why are we not hearing about this, Jason? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is happening, why are people not in the streets, dude, just shouting this from the top of their lungs? CNN should be there. Fox News should be there. MSNBC should be there, dude. We need more information. Is it more than what this guy is saying?
Yeah. My favorite one here is that he said that under current law, you cannot kill a bear in self-defense if a bear enters your home, which was proven untrue.
That's definitely not true.
Obviously, in fact, they laid out several laws that specifically say you have a right to self-defense against any person or animal.
That's that's stand your ground, dude. What are you talking about? Like, there's no way a DA in Florida is finna charge you if a bear that they test for crack cocaine. All right, let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here, Johnson. Open and shut case. I've seen this before. This bear broke in and put up pictures of his family everywhere. God, dude. Like, this guy, it's why we have to have this guy's why we have to have signs on things, Bob. Like, don't eat these little packets that you find with your shoes or something. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
So
people
I
vote
have
for it.
I have a feeling that I know what's happening. I think the people like Jason Schoaf and his supporters, they're not good at reading, because the more I read, for example, in 2015, wildlife officials brought the state's controversial first black bear hunt in 20 years to a premature finish when almost 300 were killed in only 2 days. Jesus. I think they're not reading the bear part, so they are going out assuming one thing, and then someone's like, oh, actually, it's bears, not just black people, and they're like, well, damn it, I thought
they got exactly what they needed from the article, and then they stopped reading immediately. They're like, you can hunt black. I'm in. I am lock and load, baby. you see that new article? It says you can't hunt blacks now. What the hell is going on in this damn state? Somebody get Jason Schoaf on the line. We got to get this corrected. I've been reading his biography. If there's one thing Florida needs, it's this guy.
I mean, like, it takes a lot to be like the crazy guy in Florida. Like,
Yeah.
it's.
I honestly wished I had less morals than I even do already, Bob, because I feel like just being a con man would be the easiest gig on earth, dude.
Yeah.
It would just be so easy just to lie. Just to lie all the time.
You could just, and you could just become president. Like,
become president or a state representative or a preacher or a teacher or whatever. You can just do whatever you want. Not you specifically, Bob. That wasn't intended at you. I'm just saying, like, you can just lie and be a con man and just do whatever you want and never actually care about anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm in, bud. I don't know why you'd become a teacher just to be as a con man. But apparently a lot of people think that teachers are like just going into teaching to like be black ops for whatever cause or whatever. Like, I don't think you understand like how, like I know you don't, because you definitely have never been, but like how arduous it is to go through college and stuff. And like, there's no like rallies and meetings that like, hey, make sure you push this agenda, dude. Like what agenda,
Yeah. So I decided to click the herpes-ridden monkeys thing, and it's wild. About 25% of the monkeys carry herpes B, which have been shedding the virus orally by mouth to humans in Florida. I don't know what they're doing with the monkeys down there, but y'all should cut it out. I'm looking to see like an actual number. Where's this Silver State Park in the 30s, but now 400. I feel like 400's not a lot. They killed 300 bears in a weekend. You can kill some monkeys. Like, what are they?
I'm not.
Like, they're just like, when they said that they were being like, marauding monkeys, I thought you were going to say they were a couple thousand strong.
Yeah, right. I know. It just sounds like a roving gang, dude. It just sounds like some post-apocalyptical movie.
This is less than a
genre.
full NFL roster of monkeys.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's a strong group, though. You got to think of the strength, the pure strength and knowledge in that group. You definitely gotta.
These aren't gorillas. These are little teeny monkeys. These aren't gorillas.
As far as aggressiveness, you would probably rather have gorillas who were mostly just territorial rather than just aggressive. But monkeys can be just generally aggressive and dicks. And they have herpes.
So I was wrong about something. That 400 number was taken in 1980. They have been unable to get an accurate number because they go into hiding whenever
they maraud, dude. Because they maraud.
They have gained the herpes gave them more intelligence,
dude.
So they now know how to sneak.
They got super herps, dude. They got super herps, dude.
Somewhere in the Everglades, there is a compound of herpes-ridden monkeys,
dude, and they're training those boa constrictors, dude. You know what I'm saying? When they release those, dude, they got them like on chain. That's how they ride through the Everglades, dude. Is they glide on one of these boas, bro.
They have their navy, which is on gators.
That's sick, dude. That's sick. Yeah, that's super sick.
See, this is why you don't take water boat trips, anyone.
Dude, don't fan boat. No fan boats.
Yeah. Recently, the state did add the monkeys to the do not feed list, so I guess that's one way to deal with it.
Yeah, just don't feed them. We'll be good in a couple of decades, bro.
Yeah, I feel like they should. It's Florida, so they should also add. Also, don't make out with them. But that would get voted down by Florida.
Fair enough, right? Exactly. There's a limit to our freedom taking.
This is America,
right?
All right, let's move into what are you binging? So I've actually been binging two different things. Both absolutely love them. Godfather of Harlem is an amazing show.
So good, dude. I haven't seen the new season, so no spoilers.
I'm still on season
Bumpy,
1.
Oh, perfect. Dude, Bumpy Johnson, and I've read a lot about it. It's like obviously sensationalized, but dude, it's super good. Vincent, whatever his name is,
Donofrio.
Yeah, Donofrio.
Dude, he don't miss.
So good, dude. He's such good. Oh my gosh! And I heard that he plays a legit version of this dude, this mobster.
Yeah, like I don't think Forrest Whitaker and Vincent D'Onofrio have ever actually missed, and like these are
dude,
actors that these are
and
like
even when they pull
really
up,
good, actors.
And even when they pull up on some like small role or something, like Saw Gerrera in Star Wars Rogue One, like dude, they like you said, that boy ain't never missed, dude. That dude don't miss, except for some things that happen on his right side occasionally. That's it. That's it, dude. But he's got a good left turn, dude. He's got a.
And once again, Giancarlo Esposito just coming in, just knocking it out of the park. Like, is there anything this man's not in?
It is such a good show. And if you're just that close, like I'm so jealous that you get to see. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those that like, dude, I wish I could see it again for the first time. But yeah, man, and I honestly love shows like that I don't care if they're sensationalized in the show, but I do like to go back and see the history of like, hey, what maybe really happened. And it's super weird because a lot of the stuff that Bumpy Johnson did, it's like they have to tone it down for the show to make it more believable. Like
whereas in spoilers for season 1, I had to be like, wait a second, I don't remember Muhammad Ali ever getting kidnapped. I don't think that.
They sensationalized some of that, but like it's so funny. Bumpy Johnson, there's a scene in The Wire, one of the cold opens, where some kids are talking on the street about Bumpy Johnson. Yeah. He was like, there's this dude, he was cold, man. They were like, Bumpy, please, no, Bumpy. And then the scene continues. But dude, it's so funny how he was a big part of that New York culture, dude. Obviously with the mob and obviously the Harlem Renaissance, but like it was one of those situations where if he wasn't there, it was a boot on the neck, dude. Like he really held his own. He was smart. He did what he needed to do. There was some, because he's in American Gangster as like a main supplier for Frank Lucas or whatever. And Bumpy Johnson's family has come out and is like, that's not really, they knew each other, but they weren't really they're like, Frank Lucas was like small time compared to Bumpy. And they tried to make it like it wasn't that way. And I don't know that I didn't verify a lot more past that, but it's just an interesting era and time of history right there.
Yeah.
Because American Gangster is one of my favorite movies of all time.
The second thing that I've been binging actually a lot more because I'm driving so much for work, and that is a new Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Well, it's barely Dungeons and Dragons, but it's more of just a comedy podcast. It's called Dungeons and Daddies, it's based around 4 just like regular dads from like America get like actually thrown into like the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and they with their sons, and like their sons get kidnapped, and it's like 4 inept guys who are not fighters, they're not
just
soldiers,
regular guys.
They're in their minivan because they were on the way to a soccer game. So they're just them and their Honda Odyssey trying to figure out how to survive in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. And like they have like the stereotypical, they've got one who's like a coach dad. They've got like the rock star dad who like isn't really a rock star. He does like Christmas
he never
jingles.
made it.
So very much like Charlie Sheen. And then you've got like a weird stepdad. Yeah. So it's really funny. And I'm only on season 1, but so far it has just been amazing. And they have to, at the end of the show, they're like, welcome to Dungeon Daddies. We are not a BDSM podcast, because a lot of people, they hear like, oh, that's BDSM.
That's funny. For me, lots of Xbox, still watching lots of Survivors. There's, when there's 45, it's, it takes a while to catch up, even if you're doing, you're knocking them out at a pretty good clip. Obviously, like you're saying, lots of driving lately, so lots more podcasts, still fantasy football podcasting it, all sorts of spitballers. I've been able to do a little bit more because there's not as many fantasy football podcasts, but hey, Dynasty, there's always something to do in the off season, baby. You always got to be honing up the skills. You don't walk away with 5 trophies without putting in a little work, Bobby, so that's what I say. I say, I wake up every morning and I say, hey, your opponents, they're up. They're looking at film, dude. They're studying. They're looking at trade calculators. They're doing this. And that motivates me. I would like to consider myself the Christian McCaffrey of work ethic when it comes to dynasty fantasy football. So
nice. But all right, let's move into what's snapping your stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right, so if you're a regular listener, you know what we usually talk about on Snaps. So usually it's blocking the box or it's something about traffic or the weather.
Real quick, I just want to say I'm not doing a Snaps Your Stick today, and I'm just going to echo Bobby's. He got into the dock a little earlier than I did, and so go ahead and finish, Bob. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there.
But there are some things going on with a family member. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I want to make it a little bit serious because I know a lot of people suffer from this. But what snapped my stick this week is cancer. Not the astrological sign cancer, not those people.
Hey, thank God, actual, I am a cancer.
Cancer.
I am a astrological sign cancer. Okay, so yeah. Appreciate you not hating me, Bob.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been wild though if this was all just
it was all about that? And I said, it's you today. You get your opportunity. We make light of it. We are big subscribers to gallows humor. I think that things that are bad and are going wrong, it can always be helped by a joke. It's always a little levity. This is a serious situation, but life's too short to not be able to cope with whatever you need, however you need. And I think we both do it with a little bit of humor added, but this is, like you said, a serious topic. And so cancer's awful, bro. I think that not everybody, but a majority of people have had somebody affected by cancer in their life in one way or the other. Us both specifically, and obviously some worse than others and more opportunities to come back. But I'm with you, buddy. We will take our opportunity of our 2 general complaints of traffic and dumb people and sidewalks and walking, and we'll keep it on a serious note today. And I will echo your cancer as my snaps my stick too. Thoughts going out to you and the family, man. You know where I'm at if you need anything, Bubba.
Yeah. But next week we're back at it. We're probably going to talk about something going on 24 or 40 for snaps on sticks. So next week, we'll be back at it with our normal.
I did have a 3
time slot.
I did sit in traffic for 3 hours in gridlock the other day, but I'm not going to bring that up, Bobby, because this section was about specifically cancer, and sitting in traffic for 3 hours was nothing. Right? Because I got to come home after the 3 hours, and I got to sit here and I got to talk to you and hang out, discuss. And so all good, Bubba. My thoughts are out with you guys.
Yeah. But all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll hopefully be back next week. Obviously the schedule's weird, but we will let you guys know. But all right, for Brandon, I'm Bobby. This has been the Pucks Out Podcast. We will see you all again next time.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.